Aviye moya wawasi, wamemini uko. Iyo mono moya ko, wamemini uko. Aviye moya wamemini uko. Aviye moya wamemini uko. Akina twese megani jewe, wese oye. Aviye moya wamemini uko. Aviye moya wamemini uko. Akina twese megani jewe, wese oye.
Yes, welcome to the show. Good afternoon. It's nice to be here, and I'm excited that indeed it's a brand new year, and I can't thank God enough for His grace and mercy. He's kept you and I alive onto a brand new year, and indeed it's the program Women Round Table. Let's get together now because we have very delectable women in the studio, and we're expecting more to come. However, we would like to start off this year by extraying and looking at issues that has bedeviled the woman folk. At some point, it hinders her, and it therefore throws the challenge at her, asking her, who really is she? Is she just an object for anyone to manipulate sexually, or is she an object that displays valuable assets that everyone wants to tap from this valuable asset that she has? On the show this morning, or rather this afternoon, we'd like to look at prostitution. Prostitution actually is an old age thing. Some people say it's a business of some sort. Some people say it's a profession. In some countries, it's said to be legalized. But in Nigeria, I'm not sure we have done that. And we do not intend to do that because we know that indeed we're very culturally minded and we're very traditional, like in Africa. And so we have rules, we have values, we have things that we say don't go there. We want to find out why it appears that there's a rising surge in Edo State and in Port Harcourt. We're using these two states as a case study, and that's not to say that we don't have it in some other states, but we want to find out what went wrong, what has gone wrong, what's going on. We'll find out more after you join my guest. I'm your host on the program, Mrs Oy Odeh. If you don't mind, please call me OY. I am very delighted to welcome on the show a marriage counselor, a marriage guardian, a marriage director. Throughout the year, she's been able to direct us and encourage us on what to do or what not to do, especially as a family, as a home, and as mothers and as caregivers. Help me welcome a marriage counselor. Good afternoon.
Thank you. Good afternoon, and good afternoon, viewers. I am happy to be here.
Nice to have you. All right, sitting next to my marriage counselor is my friend, a very beautiful woman, amiable, and also I find her also a very delectable person after meeting her one-on-one. She's actually a lady who has a political ambition, and this is one way to take it away from here. And I'm saying that I'm truly, truly proud of her after my interaction with her, knowing that indeed we can have women who can stand up to it and who we can say, for sure, we've been looking for young women to lead, just like we're looking for young men to lead the country. And I dare say that if this woman is given a chance as we build on her political career, I know she will do marvelously well. They say, train a woman, you've trained a nation. Help me welcome a nation here. Elema Ehima, I'd like to welcome you. Elema Ehima, welcome on the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
All right. We are starting away from here. We're looking at prostitution. We'd like to take a background check on what prostitution is about. And then we'll find out how one can say, for example, prostitution is on the high rise in a particular state or in a particular place. Well, interestingly, the news making the rounds is that the Rivers State governor has said enough is enough. And who are the persons involved in this prostitution? Are they young girls? Are they married women? Are they ladies? We'll find out all of these and more. I'd like to take it from the counselor now. We'll put a background check on what prostitution is about, and then before we dive nose into what it entails and why are these two states almost becoming a very sorrowful story when it comes to this issue.
Well, let me try to define prostitution. It is an option that some persons decide to embrace because they see it as a way out, whereas it's not the way out. They see it as a way out because you hear some persons who like, well, instead of just sit down here and roast, why not use what I have to get what I want?
Absolutely.
So they like, well, since I have it, I'll use it, and then I'll use it to get what I want. You know, funnily, sometimes I look at these persons, they are people who are so, so beautiful. And so you see some persons that were like, well, the reason why I have to go in there is because I feel I am too much for a man.
Okay.
My beauty is too much to be handed over to just
So one
a
person,
man.
he cannot take care of it.
To manage.
He cannot
so
manage it.
I think I'd rather just put myself out there, and so that as they come,
Miss World.
it helps me to appreciate. And is it really the answer? It's not. I'm happy about this topic because it's going to help us. And also looking critically at it, prostitution right now is holistic. You see married women that prostitute. You see young children. I mean, oh my God, young children, you see them prostituting. Prostitution now is just as if it's the game and it's the way out. But we are saying here, it's not the way out. And I'm happy, at least with our discussion, I'm sure the persons in the Ehima affair will be able to take it up and say, just like the River State governor is doing, I'm happy about it. I'm happy about it. I know when we talk, we equally go deep to the home. What are the parents doing? Because we're in a time where a parent will tell a girl, what are you still doing? What are you doing with all of this endowment that have been given to you? Oh, you see a young girl ask the mom, well, mom, I want to do this. What are you doing at this age? You're still asking me for money when I'm supposed to be the one asking you now to give me money. What are you doing with all of this endowment? I remember some time ago, somebody told me that as a young girl, what are you doing with all this endowment? And you're telling us that, I mean, with you, we should have everything we need in this house. We have homes now where parents take up their children as sacred cows. They take them as, well, you are the one we are going to all found the altar.
Yeah,
so that with you, we can have everything we need. And it's so painful. It's so, so, so painful.
If our mothers did that, I'm not sure we'll be here to ask this. So how did our mothers pass through that phase without giving us out as, you know, as the scapegoats, as it were?
Well, back then, it's not, because mothers now will tell you, okay, well, things are hard. It's not, things are not easy. That's why we align our children to equally go help. Back then, our parents equally suffered.
They suffered even more.
I remember back then, a woman would take her last wrapper, sell it to make sure her child go to school.
So mothers had a lot of sacrifice that they had to pay. And now we don't see them paying it. The reverse happens to be the case now.
Some are paying, but we're saying it's too few. More should pay sacrifices now for their children. Instead of the children pay sacrifices for parents to survive.
Very worrisome. All right, I'll come to Ehima. Ehima, I'd like to find out from you. I like the fact that she's given a background on the issue, but she's not been able to define for us what prostitution really is. For the sake of some of our viewers who perhaps has joined us now, I want it to be so said that, well, anyone could have been involved in some sexual practice, but this is selling. This is me saying, well, this is what I'm worth. And that if you don't pay this, I'm not going to allow you access to my body. And even when I allow you access to my body, I'm going to also define where you stop, except you can pay it. When did all of this happen, especially in Edo State, where women and we're Bini women? Is this normal? Is this usual of us?
Thank you very much for this opportunity. And I'm very glad I'm on this topic. Yeah. First of all, I want to say, before we begin to analyze the reasons for all this, prostitution is simple. It means sex in exchange for money, or money in exchange for sex, to put it point and simple. So I would like to say it starts with the mind, the individual, whoever is doing it. Before we begin to blame economy, hardship, life being tough and all of that, I'll first of all say it has to do with the person. You understand? And second of all, we're in a society where morals, when you're a very upright moral person, you're like a joke. So and it's really painful because, like she said, our parents are involved. You find kids going to meet their parents and ask them, "Daddy, can I have some money?" And they will be like, "You know, get boyfriend."
Exactly.
I've actually seen something like that. So you're literally sending the girl out. you're literally asking her to go survive with her body. You understand? With little or no means
Survival.
to survive. Yeah. So that's it, basically. I think that's what prostitution is.
Okay. Okay, now...
That's what I think it is.
Yeah, no, it's what it is, not what you think it is. Okay, now, we're seeing it beyond what you have defined that it really is. Before now, especially in Edo State, because, I mean, in some points, as professionals, we're set to do the Afghanistan-like journalism because we will tend to look at other people. I would tend to go now to River State because River State is on the focus, and then I will forget where I am, where it's happening before my very nose.
Yes.
And then, you know, Edo State here, a point in sight, we used to have where we call the Benin Plaza, where it appears that, I mean, at the mentioning of that name, what it brings to mind till today is that picture. But it was able to that picture of mine for that place, it's gone off my memory. I don't know how, because I do no longer see things that depict that. But guess what? It has only shifted from Plaza to the likes of Ehima, Boundary Road, and to some other exclusive places up at Desua. I mean, you need to check out those places when it's 5 p.m., 6 p.m., as even as early as that. So you see them. It's no longer a case of, well, we need to hide our identity. What's going on that it appears that there's no shame anymore. There is no fear anymore. It's something that's trending now.
First of all, I'll say the economy plays a large role in this somehow. Or why will I say that? If you ask them, they'll tell you there are little or no jobs. People give excuses.
Is that tenable?
It's not. It's not, because people are out there creating
Because
jobs for themselves.
I could also get a gun. I could also get a gun and put it in my bag and then go out and...
They'll give you excuses of there are no jobs and they're trying to fend for themselves, they're trying to earn a living. But the truth is, there's a certain extent you value yourself to, you don't begin to use yourself to earn a living. Because I said something one time, I said, when you begin to, before you use your body to pay financial bills, just remember that financial bills will never stop. So
that's it. And your body also
so it's a repeated process that before you know. So in 10 years, in 20, 15 years, will you still be in business?
You would have depreciated.
Exactly. So it has to do with the mind. It has to do with the person involved. You first of all have to acknowledge that you have a problem. It's not normal. So you can only solve a problem when you acknowledge that there's a problem. And from there, you begin to value yourself more. People will say there are no jobs, but the truth is, they are not the kind of jobs you want or the expectations you want will not present themselves, except you start from somewhere. You understand? So, I think if you ask them, most times there are different excuses to why they are into what they're doing.
Okay, so looking at the excuses, because the excuses will always be there. If I do anything and I feel that, well, someone's opposed to it, I would have a reason for doing it and I can have it explained out. But when it's not tenable, it's against moral justice, it's against human existence. One now wonders what perhaps may have taken over the minds of these individuals. You mentioned, for example, married counselor, you mentioned from the home, and you were saying, for example, you had some parents aiding and abetting and all of that. The question here is, we've always had a society where we tend to say, well, if the past wasn't good, we want this time that we're in to be better, and then hoping that if this gets better, the future might be best. But I'm really afraid. I'm really afraid for the next generation. Even for this generation, I cry already. But for the next one, I am so afraid. I also want to find out from you, as a nation, as a people, culturally, traditionally, we used to have restrictions. We used to have things that would hold us back and say, well, I really would have done this. A friend of mine has spoken to me, let's go and hang out, or let's go and meet some people for prostitution and all of that. But because of my cultural background, because I know that when I do this, this will catch up with me. What's going on? Is it that we don't have anything like that anymore, or nothing they happen?
It's not as if we don't have them. We do. But, Okay, let me equally say this quickly before I try to make my point.
All right.
I don't think things will ever get better. But you can decide to do it for yourself, for your immediate environment, to have a better life for yourself. Because we have been talking and we'll keep talking. There are just some persons whose mind are seared. And they're like, well, let them keep talking. What I want to do, I will do. But for you that is watching,
but your life is at stake here. Your destiny.
Yeah, they know.
Because most times you end up trying to be nice to everyone. For example, even those ones that do it internationally, they travel to Italy and then some other Europe countries where they now go contract some diseases and then they come back home to suffer. And then all of those persons who were clapping and hailing you and saying that you're a wonderful auntie, wonderful sister that could send all the euros and all of that. Your destiny, it's...
We see them.
So
we see them.
Why should you jeopardize your life?
Even when you have one, right? Or is it or die or no? Or before you know, you still see somebody around there making a choice, making a decision and say, no, me, I just have to go. I can't remain here. I just have to. You see married women make such decisions, leave their children. In fact, this is the work I do. I see a lot every day.
Married women?
And they like,
I beg to be excused.
I mean, I've seen husbands like, I was telling a husband, I said, why will you allow your wife go embark on this journey? He said, because I need my peace.
Wow.
If I don't allow
That's
her,
his own definition of peace.
Yes, he said, because if I don't allow her, I won't find peace, my children will not find peace. That's the world we are in.
Wow.
But for you that is watching us, try to, I mean, that's why we are discussing and that's why we are saying, and we'll keep talking. Like you said, is it the best way out? It's not. You see persons who traveled and they return with diseases. You see persons who traveled and you that be here, they even like they are looking at you for way out.
Yeah, they're looking up.
So going out is not as if, well, once I just crossed, my life.
That's the mindset. That's the impression that some of them create. That when you get there, you're going to have all the fantasy, everything working out.
Over there, they are begging. Their mates are better off at home. But they just can't come home because like, oh no, how will I face the shame? I mean, I will now come back daddy life. So this is how everything. And so they remain there and then they waste there. So you that is watching us, we are talking and you like...
It's a new year.
It's a new year.
Probably someone has come to speak to you.
Another thing for persons that will like, oh, I will take you abroad. I will take you. They don't always say the whole story. Yes. I've seen many young girls.
Very deceptive. They deceive you.
Yes, they came to me like, oh, we're going. I never knew it would end like that. In fact, I didn't even know I was going to prostitute. I was like, oh, when I get there, there's a good job waiting for me. I know many that have come to me. But on arrival, I was like, wow, is this what I'm going to be faced here? Say, you have to go to the street now. Your whatever is counting because the money you took, you have to remit and all of that. And then they come back and like, wow, I didn't know. So they won't tell you the whole story. It's the beginning of a new year. Make good use of your life. Decide to say no to prostitution. Parents that equally like, no. You need to hear stories I hear about parents. Even in Benin, a parent that will tell a young boy, what are you doing here? Look at your mate.
Yeah.
Look at your mate. What happened recently? Because I hear a lot, some of them come to me. One happened and the boy was like, no, I can't do it. And the mother was like, I better do it. Can't you see your mate? Wow. Let's end this suffering once and for all. And the boy was like, Mom, if I tell you the sacrifice I'm to pay, you will not tell me to.
She might even be included as a mother.
The mommy said,
she might never live to see the wealth she's waiting for.
There's no sacrifice as long as you are alive. And he said, Mom, they asked that I should sleep with you.
I hope she said she was ready.
And listen, she said, and so what? Is it going to be written on my forehead? Money. This crave for money. And one thing I tell myself, when at the end, your time is over, will they bury you with the money? Will you go and say, fine, all this money I've amassed, so let me go? You're not going to go with it. Not even your best clothes. In fact, you will not even be able to choose the kind of clothes.
Of course not.
So please, these younger ones, tender ones, they have beautiful dreams. Some of them are very brilliant.
Brilliant is the word. But again, before now, I used to be of the view that, well, a lot of the young girls or the women who may be subjected to this kind of profession or act are persons who are not educated, they are not informed, they are lured into it and all of that. But alas, I have come to find out now that
Yeah, you're wrong.
the educated ones, I mean, especially the ones I see in the GRA, the young girls, the students are in the higher institution. And I ask myself, what will it profit you after you have done this, and then when it's time to settle down, you don't have a womb of your own, or you don't have a life of your own to have your own children and your own family, and then you are there blaming someone and raining curses and saying that, well, someone in your village or your mother-in-law or someone caused it, when you know that you have sown seeds that you cannot defend for tomorrow. What should be the mindset for young ladies? I'd like to come to you now. What should be the mindset for young ladies, especially looking at the background that we already know there are no jobs. We already know there are no decent jobs. We already know the country is bad. Like she said, she fears that, well, it appears that it may not get better. But in the midst of this, what should be our attitude? What should be our lifestyle? What should be that sense of contentment with godliness that we all should have as a people and as women, essentially?
Okay, I'd like to say this. The quest for money, or we trying to make any living, will never stop.
As long as we exist as
far
human
as we are
beings.
alive, it won't stop.
The insatiable nature.
It is actually the decision in your mind.
Yeah,
to
you're back to the mind again.
Yes, you want to look for money, and the only thing you can think about is your body. Then you must be pretty weak and helpless inside of you. So somehow I just feel women should do better. It has to do with your mind. See yourself differently. Start from here. They said right thinking begat right living. It comes from, it's your thoughts that you're acting out. So our attitude should be more, when we talk about making money, earning life, it should be about ideas. Putting your gift to work, putting your strength to work. Be ready to roll up your sleeve anytime, any day.
What if I don't have a gift?
If you don't have a gift, start up a business, start up something. There's always something to be useful with.
Funny enough, there's no one without a gift.
I just said that.
It's difficult. You understand? I've seen young female DJs doing it out. I actually live with one. You understand? So we have young people coming up with different ideas. I'm also a very young person myself.
Oh, please.
I've been striving in business too. So we actually, like she said, we have an option. It's left for you to choose what is good and what is bad. And the good thing, everything you choose has a repercussion.
Yeah.
Like you said, currently we are having so many ritual killings. So if you survive the ritual killings, you will not survive the STDs. If you survive the STDs, you will not survive as many things. Like there's a wanted pregnancy, there's HIV, name it. So it's left for you to actually choose how you spend your life. And I'll beg each and every young woman watching this, you can do better. You can do better. You have a lot more inside of you that you don't even know.
Exactly.
You understand? You have to understand the true essence of a woman. It's not just between your legs only. You understand? Put here to work, put your hands to work. It's a lot better and it's more dignifying. Exactly. Because with time you look back and then you'll be amazed at the body count that you've just avoided in all these years that you've been working really hard. And it's really very, very, how will I even put it? Like, you feel so much, there's this fulfillment that comes with working with your hands. Yes. It's so much.
Self-actualization. All right. Knowing this already, that's I like the fact that you've reminded us over and over again, so that even if I forget everything that has been said on this set this afternoon, I'm not about to forget the fact that you keep talking about the mind, and you keep saying that, well, put the mind to work. You should think, and then if this works, before the physical being, it's a thought inside, that would break forth in the outside.
Yeah.
I like to find out from the marriage counselor, looking at the fact that on daily basis or even on hourly basis, I'm sure before you got here, you would have spoken with someone, especially because of the nature of your job as a counselor. How do we start to reorientate the minds of young people, especially the minds of young girls who are determined, that regardless of whatever that anyone says to me, regardless of whatever the pastor has preached to me, I must go because a friend of mine has gone and she's doing well and she's built how many duplexes and she has how many cars, she has sent how many stuff to her parents, I would go. What should be the mindset? Because this is a new year and we have some people already paymed out, like my cousin would say, that some people are paymed out for going to Italy, whether you like it or not.
You like it or
you know, just like some people are paymed for going to the Libya stuff and all that, despite the fact that we tell them about the challenges inherent in embarking on those kind of dangerous journey. So, but what should we do? What should we say to young girls watching? Perhaps they have a friend, a sister, an auntie.
Yeah. I think what happened early this morning, very early this morning, happened for a purpose. And I think it happened because of this show. A very young girl called me very early this morning.
Interesting.
Who had a heartbreak. She told me that her introduction is a month away. And her marriage, she planned her wedding for, I think, May this year. Only for her to suddenly, she said she's here, I don't want to mention, she's here, she's doing a very good job, and her fiancé is in Abuja, doing a very good job too, only for her to discover that her very good friend traveled all the way to Abuja, he slept with her, and that one even recorded everything and sent to her, as a way of just to let her know what the man she wants to settle down is
it's a lie
doing. And then she even told me, she's been crying profusely, and that this man even disvirgin her and all of that, and that she spent so much just to encourage him, that she does not ask him a dime, she don't, and that even as we speak, her money, 80,000 or thereabout, that she just is saying because they want to do introduction as a way of her support. And I was really scared because I didn't know what to tell her because she has put in so much. But in my heart of heart, I knew that relationship.
No, not say it's over. So of course not.
So, but I was like, and then
the foundation
she told me, she said she's just 22. She's desperate. She wants to get. She said because everybody they marry, everybody they the family marriages are not working, and she wanted to, and everybody marry everybody. She said everybody are marrying. Out of wedlock, just get pregnant. So she wanted to make her parents proud.
She's in a hurry.
That she will get married honorably, her parents will be sitting, and then here she is. She said, I don't know what to do. I told her, I said, you have put in so much.
Wow.
But I think
that's not
what
him.
is happening
That's
for
not
your
him.
own good.
Take it.
It was at that point she told me, she said, yes, I'm even ready to let go of the 80,000. I said,
beautiful.
Yes, let go of the 80,000, save your life. She talked about mindset.
Yeah.
I want to re-emphasize on mindset. Yeah. She just told me, she said, no, I'm going to let go. I said, you are still young. He said, yes, I'm still young. I can see, I'm doing a very good job. Under a month, I can have more than 80,000.
Beautiful.
And I was very happy. Mindset.
Wow.
I want to re-emphasize mindset.
Wow.
Because many of these people that are going to prostitution, you feel, I think prostitution is the way out. Or let me just say myself, I have something between my two legs. They have poor mindset.
Yeah.
They just feel, I have nothing to offer. Whereas they have so much to offer.
The inferiority complex.
We just all conclude here now that number one is empty. There's something you have that everybody are looking for. Yeah. Why don't you harness it?
Even the madman has something.
Yes,
the madman. You listen
work
critically.
This new year and tell yourself, no, I can't continue like this. There's something I can offer. The phone in your hand, you can use it to start selling yourself. You can do something online. You can begin to do something and people are like, wow, who is this person? Can I look for her? Can I, instead of
and position yourself.
Yeah, positioning. That's another.
Yeah, because if you already have something to offer here and you've not been able to position yourself. I remember when she was discussing earlier on, she mentioned that you must be accessible to persons who perhaps will need that. So at some point you must place yourself in a place where you're going to be sellable. Exactly. People that you come across, the way you treat them, and then you are building it, and you build those relationships because you never can tell. Tomorrow you may need them, and when you need them, you find somewhere to run to.
I would like to add something to what she said.
Okay.
The attitude of every woman, you towards yourself, is very, very important. You love yourself to a certain point. You can't even put yourself in such position. You first of all have to love yourself. yes, there are a lot of things that are going on right now, and you have excuses, but just try to differ. There's a process. I think it's the same process everyone is running from. The Yahoo boy, the prostitute of the street. There's a process to
Bronze girl.
There's a process to everything. Now we are all trying to avoid the process.
That's all we're doing.
Shortcuts.
That's our problem. You want to... I said something, I made a post some time ago, and I said, you're holding a phone worth 300,000, 400,000.
You say you don't have a job.
You say you don't have money.
You say you don't have money.
You say you don't have money, you're broke and all of that.
And I don't even know how you got there anyway.
You're wearing a hair that is so expensive. 300,000, you can start off something. And your attitude too, you begin to put in yourself, build yourself as a person. No matter how little it is, no matter how insignificant what you're doing is, somebody needs it.
Yeah.
And the ability for you to maximize those who actually need you is right inside of you.
That's it. The potentials.
So there's really no excuse if you come to think about it. There's really no excuse. The young girl who decides to work as a sales girl in a shop, that is just her process. Right there where she is, somebody will discover something there, and then you know that's it.
Because for every time she comes to serve you, she's either smiling or she's saying, well, how's your say?
She's not insulting.
Exactly. So the truth is, they'll think about it. Oh, I spoke to somebody one day, and we're talking about our salaries. And I think then I was earning like 80,000 naira a month. Okay. So I was very happy because that's like, that's very big.
That's a big deal.
So we just discussed it, and I said, my salary is 80, and somebody else said my salary is 60, and somebody said, that money, I'll get it on my back one night. And she was so proud to say, and that thing never
and you were dignified in your 80,000. So hell,
I was so happy.
I mean, but she was also saying, "Oh, small children."
Both of you put together is just one night.
On her back for one night.
Exactly.
Imagine that.
So I at a point,
it's really not funny.
If I wasn't somebody who is mentally strong, I probably would be like, "Why am I breaking my back?
Please, can you introduce me?
Why am I breaking my back for 80K?
Exactly.
When I can just have that in one night." But the truth is, my mom will always say something. He said, a woman never knows how she spends the money she makes with her leg. I think that's one thing.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one thing that has always repeatedly come in my head.
Wow.
So it's like cost money.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And she'll be
that's
like...
why it reminded us about the cultural side to this.
Yes. Our parents has a lot to do.
In
all of this. Our parents has a lot to do. So she'll tell you, when you're paid, you transporting yourself from there, remove it from that money. When you get home, you eat and feed yourself. Mm-hmm. The next time you're going to see that man, you spend another money. He said, okay, how much are you left with?
No, he might come and pick you.
So in all of that, how much are you left with? Is that really what you want? Is that the longer picture? It has to, that's why I said it has to do with you, first of all, making a decision that your body is worth more than that. Your mind is more necessary, is more important to be used as a woman. You're beautiful. You're exceptional. You don't even know what you have
until you put your mind to work.
And again, if you don't put yourself out there, people will not know you.
Exactly. I talked about positioning.
If you don't put yourself out there, nobody will see what you're doing. You mix with
the wrong people, then you're left in your cocoon.
You said you say you're a fashion designer, and then the people around you are all sisters of the night. How do you expect to strive? It's just a matter of time. Probably.
Did I hear that?
No, they're sisters. Don't mind me. So I'm just saying that. Choose the right company. Put yourself out there, and some way, somehow, things will start. It might not be when you expect it, but somehow it will pick up, and then it will be all worth it at the end of it.
Great to know that it will be worth it at the end of the day. Well, we're not done yet. We still have some more time on the show. We'll take a break here. We're about to bring you a young, beautiful woman who's very intelligent, and she has a lot of ambition, but she has dared to be different. A female DJ. And I'm sure that she's standing out because she still has a future of ours to show to the world in this very special profession that she's in. We'll take a short break here, and then we'll bring you on the show shortly.
Me wigi seti mi ami ye me
Yes, indeed. The program is Women Round Table on Edo Broadcasting Service Television. I'm delighted to introduce this beautiful lady to you. She's beautiful, and she is one of the brightest female DJ that we've ever had in Edo State. And I'm sure she's not just going to be representing us in Edo State, in Nigeria, and in the nation, and in the world at large. I hope to see her actually in the Oscars or in the Grammys, you know, doing the scooching, you know, like they say. All right, let's meet her, please. Let's meet you.
Nice meeting you too.
Okay, you tell us your name and then you get on the show. We're looking at, you heard at the beginning, looking at prostitution. But for you, looking at the fact that you've had to work in clubs and, you know, at night, your job most times, maybe you will have to work more at night. What has the challenge been? Have you ever regretted being a female DJ?
No. The thing is for you to discover yourself. Okay. And be able to kind of place yourself in a way that those other persons involved will see you and wants to be like you.
Let's say as a role model.
As a role model.
All right.
So, and you're talking about the girls at night.
Yes.
Sisters at night.
Yes.
So, I've always seen them. Okay. They're always around. Okay. The thing is, most of them, they don't even have the reason for doing what they're doing. Oh. You don't even have any. Most of them is for material things. Mm. Most of them because they were.
My friends are doing it.
My friends are doing it. They want to do it. Most of them, they are went through some abuse when they were little. Ooh.
So is it like a way of fighting back, or?
It's not like they are used to that already. Oh. They just need someone to pull them through. Someone, like she said, you need to discover yourself. You need to your mindset. So.
Okay, so no, we hold it at that. I want to find out from you, being a female DJ, especially when you're just standing out amongst the male DJ, what's the attitude that you get? Is it a good vibe, or a vibe of rejection, or a vibe of this is not a place for you? Go and do other things that females do. No. What is it like? Are you appreciated? Are you admired?
I'm appreciated.
All right.
I'm appreciated. Anywhere I go, they want to, they already like the fact that I'm a lady and I'm doing what other people are not doing. So the thing is, the challenges I usually get from those persons, sometimes they come to me, these men that you're talking about, they come to me, but they already know my worth.
Okay.
Already know. The thing is, just for you to be creative and know who you are. Okay. So this other person will respect you and give you what you want. Like I said, there's no job. There are jobs out there that people can do. Okay. There are skills out there to learn.
That they can learn, yeah.
So a lot of things that they can do. There's just that some of them, they've not found themselves. They've not been able to. Everybody have their own gift. They are gifted in one way or the other. So just for you to find yourself and be able to come out with something and do something.
Wow, interesting. Oh, you haven't told us your name.
Ajaz, DJ Ajaz.
DJ Ajaz. All right, the next time, where are you? More of a club here in Benin, or in Lagos, or in Abuja, or where exactly?
I'm everywhere.
Oh, everywhere. Okay, I'll look out for DJ Ajaz the next time I'll visit a club or visit a bar or somewhere, you know, I mean, to have you entertain us and to have you play those lovely music. I'm really very proud of you, and I say that indeed, keep keep on doing what you know how to do best, and I'm sure the light of God would shine on you, not just in Edo State, in Nigeria, and in the US. So I'm looking forward to seeing you go places. By way of rounding off, I'd like us to give her last words. She has said something well. The men come to her, but because they already know that this is who she is by the nature of what she does, and then she's not actually giving herself and saying that, well, I'm here, and because you guys feel that, well, I'm just a female standing out, you can oppress me or you can come and harass me. She has defined for herself what she means or what she represents to the women folk. Some last words of yours on what women should represent, as opposed to representing an object for sexual satisfaction.
Well, yeah, prostitution is not a profession. It's not what you can go anywhere to say, well, I'm a prostitute. You can't
I've
say
never
it.
heard that.
You can't say it. So decide to build yourself this new year. Decide to add worth to yourself. Look inward. There's something you have. There's something, like I said, there's no one person God created to be empty. Yours could just be smiling. That's a talent. That's a gift. There's something you have.
And then you can be one of the finest receptionists, or one of the finest.
Decide to pick it this early part of this year. Start building on it. Challenges will come, but don't give up. And if you don't give up, you get there.
Oh, interesting.
Thank you very much. I'd like to say something. Nobody's useless. No matter how little it is, no matter how unsuccessful you think your efforts are.
No matter how much you have failed.
Exactly. That phone right in your hand is an opportunity. The COVID made us to understand that we can become millionaires from the comfort of our homes. If you check those making our money from TikTok, Instagram videos, creating content and all of that, why not put those things to good use? So I think, do a lot of things. I think a lot. That's why I keep saying that. I always think outside the box, right? Why we are here right now, I might be thinking of how to explore something out of anything.
That's the creativity now.
My mind is active.
So it's just that way. Even the phone in your hand, you can start with. If you believe you're a good dancer, we have a lot of people doing these things. Dancers, comedians. In fact, sometimes we might be on our phone for hours. Sometimes you just be there and then you're watching different content.
I think that it's easier for people who are in the creative world, or rather who are more in the art, as it were. But for those people in the sciences, how do you think they can also leverage?
Even science.
Or even artisans.
There's some TikTok videos currently that tells you about yourself. Actually, there's some people I follow on TikTok. They tell you about the body, the hormones, the way it functions. Even doctors,
everyone
lawyers,
can take advantage.
It's just
of
how well you're able to present yourself and sell yourself. You're not empty. You are a beautiful woman. You can do it. Just keep pushing. Challenges, like she said, challenges will come. In fact, what you start might even hit the bottom, like rock bottom.
But pick it up.
But the truth is, you have to start again, and someday you'll be glad you did.
Okay, I'm glad that I have these women in the studio. I'm glad that I've met the DJ, and then I'm glad also that I've met Elema, Ehima. Indeed, I'm very proud of these very wonderful women, and also a very regular guest on the show who has also been able to galvanize the minds of young people and even the minds of older people in encouraging people and in saying to them, you cannot succeed if you continue in this path that is wrong or that is evil. I'd like to thank you so much, Marriage Counselor, for being such a dependable guest and a reliable guest on the show over the years. And for the past 1 year, you have actually ensured that this program endured at the test of time, because you will always be here every Thursday. I like to say that I'm not taking it for granted. I appreciate you, and I love you more than ever before. I thank you so much, and a happy, beautiful New Year to you. And also to you, Ehima, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure having you for the first time on the show. We hope to look forward to seeing you again next Thursday, where we shall discuss another topical issue. And for our DJ, I'm particularly proud of you. Thank you for coming on the show. Until we'll come your way next week, Thursday, God willing, at 12 p.m. on the program Women Round Table. I am Mrs Oy. If you don't mind, please call me OY. Let's do this again next week, Thursday. Happy New Year, and have a blessed and a pleasurable day.
Sweet mother.